What's up, everybody? It's Alex from Heavy New York. We are back at the St. Vitus basement for the second day in a row, and we are here with Dana of the Almighty Yatra. Thank you so much for your time today.
You're welcome. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. It's so awesome to have you here. Blood of the Night is your newest record, which is officially about 24 hours old now. Do you just want to talk about how the making of this record was, the recording of this record, and all that fun stuff?
I wrote a lot of it on tour for our last album. Late nights in the van, put together riffs, breaks we had. I'm always writing, lyrics and riffs, and just came to be naturally. Yeah.
Was there like a preconceived idea on how you wanted Blood of the Night to sound, or being that you said it came naturally, there was like a lot of improv involved?
Our last tour, we started playing with a lot more different genre metal bands than just kind of same sort of sounding stuff. And it brought back a lot of other influences from other aspects of heavier music. So we started I started bringing a lot more of that into the writing. And so this album's got some faster stuff, some heavier stuff, and, just natural progression, I guess.
So you kind of led me into the next question. Is there kind of like a formula or a signature sound that Yatra tries to stick with, or do you take a new approach to every album that you make?
No, it just whatever comes out, so as to date, I've written all the material for everything. So it's just kind of what, I guess the sound is similar to, just all of our histories of music, what we, are influenced by, but we don't sit down and say, okay, we're going to make an album that's like this or that. It's whatever happens,
Being that you also write lyrics, do you need to hear music before you come up with lyrics, or do you sometimes think of a concept in mind that maybe could help determine the music itself?
Actually, both. Sometimes I'll get a line in my head, or I'll hear a word that I like that I think would be a cool song title or something, and I'll write it down, and then I'll, wait till I have a bunch of riffs, and I'll put it all together. I usually lay it on the floor in front of me in a spinning chair with a guitar, and I'm like, oh, that would work for this riff, and, like that kind of stuff, yeah.
Can the lyrics be open to interpretation?
Yeah, of course. Usually a writer has some kind of statement behind it, but that's the reader's choice to take, or the listener's choice to, do what they want with it.
One thing, being that this will be my first time seeing Yatra tonight, one thing I'm curious is it a different energy playing live than versus like when you're in songwriting mode, or is there maybe a similar art that applies to both?
There's definitely a similar art, but the intensity of the playing the stuff live in front of people and that whole magic that happens when everybody's together is definitely more intense. Yeah.
Is there like does maybe like you have to master the art of crowd interaction as well?
Yeah, we play live a lot. I think we did like almost 120 shows this year. So you start to learn what feels good when you play it, and you tap into that, knowing how to bring that intensity more and more as you play.
Here comes a difficult question to ask, because every artist, every time I ask them this, they're like, I don't fucking know. How do you know when a song is done? Because I noticed on this album, there was like one song that was like 6.5 minutes. There was like a song that was like 3 minutes. So
yeah, I don't know. It's like, you can always change, but like as an artist, hopefully you have a point in that you feel like you can trust that it's done. I think. I'm never absolutely happy probably with things, but it's like sex though. When like you're done, like is that enough, like, or more, or you can always change it. So it's tough.
Yeah. I'm surprised nobody came up with that analogy before.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Yeah.
When it comes to like getting inspired to write new music, does inspiration come out of the blue sometimes, or is it better to kind of like put yourself in like a certain room or a certain atmosphere in order for ideas to flow?
It's that's a tricky one, because sometimes like creativity might not be flowing as much as you want it to be, and then you start trying to put yourself in those situations, and it just kind of makes it worse, because then you start sweating yourself for like still not coming up with anything, and then one day you just all of a sudden the gates open, and like you're all this shit's coming out of you, and it's like it's like somebody told me a long time ago, like it's like a guy's looking for a girl, you know what I mean? It always happens when he didn't go home after work and just went to the bar dirty, and that's when he meets the person that he winds up being with. It's like same way with that. It's like when you're not like stressing it, which is hard to say in this day and age, to not stress things, but that's when it most comes. And of course, definitely certain atmospheres bring things out more in everybody. Like if you go do this, then you might be more inspired to write or whatever. But it's hard to keep up with your regular life and your day job and your families and that sort of stuff, and still keep staying creative and.
How do you get over an artist block? Is there a certain way of doing that, or does it just like you're blocked? You have to wait till it kind of unravels.
Oh, like deep depressions and suicidal thoughts, and no, like it's hard, man. You just gotta push on through, and I guess realize that it's it's always happened before. Whenever you just got to think back, like, well, yeah, I had problems writing lyrics for that last album at this point, and you just have to hope that it's going to come back again. So it usually does.
And the final question I wanted to ask you is, are you guys from Baltimore, Maryland, or like the outskirts?
We're from all around. Our drummer, is actually from Philly. Maria's from Baltimore City. I'm actually from Ocean City, Maryland area. But we live near Ocean City in like a rural setting now. Go ahead.
Is there like a scene like in Maryland that you guys are kind of affiliated with, or do you guys prefer to like go outside your hometown a little bit more in order to get the
There's
band?
no scene really where we are. It's cover bands, bar bands. It's a resort town, so it's like, hippie bands and cover bands. Baltimore's got a great scene. DC, Philly, Richmond. So we actually kind of started with a fill-in drummer in New York. So some of our first shows were New York City. So, and our original drummer was here too. So we've always been tied to New York also. Yeah.
This almost feels like a hometown show.
Yeah, I'm a tattooer too, so I lived up here for 3 years tattooing. So like I have a ton of friends up here, and so we have a good New York following as well. So.
Do you mind if I ask one more question? And then you brought that up because being a tattoo artist, like that's a completely different creative medium right there. But is there maybe a similar creative outlet to tattooing as there is with music?
It's just tapping into that same kind of creative energy, like it's just, for me it is. It's not, there's no difference. It's just finding it in yourself to, yeah.
Because I feel like you're in a band and you're a tattoo artist. Those are two very collaborative, creative.
Yeah, definitely I'm tapped out sometimes on the creative juices, but you just got to find ways to, get your imagination going.
So before we go, I want to thank you so much for your time today. Is there just anything else with the band that you would like to promote in terms of tours? Blood of the Night is officially a day old, so we'll be seeing a lot of you, right?
Yes. Just hopefully everybody likes the new album. Tour-wise, we're going out for 2 weeks in March, doing 3 shows at South by Southwest. In May and June, we're doing Monolith on the Mesa, and then a West Coast 3-week tour. We're doing Desert Fest New York this year, and some other festivals I'm forgetting right now, but we'll see you out there. Thanks for the support.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
Everybody, Dana of Yatra, Blood of the Night. Pick that up if you haven't already. This is Alex from Heavy New York. We'll see you next time.